So we're going to do the we do problem from the moles and molar mass packet. And we're going to start by looking at the problem and seeing if we can find a given. The given is going to be found by looking for the numbers. So the number I see is 0.24 grams of calcium carbonate. The next thing I'm going to do is look through the problem and see what it is they're asking me to find. They say how many formula units of calcium carbonate. A formula unit is a single piece of an ionic compound. If you remember, we know compounds are ionic if they have a metal in the first position. So I can look at my mole card and see that I'm starting with grams, which is a mass. So the box I'm starting with is mass of A. And you'll see I can't go straight from mass to formula units. I first have to change it to moles of A. And then I can change it to formula units of A. That's in the box. You'll notice there's a bunch of words written in the particles box, and formula units is a type of particle or individual piece. I have two arrows, so I'm going to have two steps here. My first step is going to be to change mass to moles. If you notice, it says we need to use the periodic table to find the molar mass. So I'm going to look for the molar mass of calcium carbonate. I'm going to add 1 calcium, which has a mass of 40.08 grams per mole. I'm going to add it to 1 carbon, which has a mass of 12.01 grams. These are coming from your periodic table of the elements. I'm going to add 3 oxygens. So it'll be 3 times the molar mass of oxygen, which is 16.00 grams. I'm going to add all of that up in my calculator, and that's going to give me the molar mass of calcium carbonate, which is 100.09 grams per mole. So 1 mole of calcium carbonate is equal to 100.09 grams. I can change this into a conversion factor. So I look here and I see I need grams to cancel from the top. In order to cancel a unit from the top, you have to put the same unit on the bottom. That's how we cancel things. And the unit I want to get to, I want to cancel out mass or grams, and I want to get to moles. So that's the unit that's going to go on the top, moles of calcium carbonate. If you check this conversion factor out, you will see that the unit of moles always gets the number 1. That's because the periodic table of the elements tells us how many grams there are in 1 mole. That's the information I can get from the periodic table of the elements. And the number that goes with grams is always the numbers that came off the periodic table of the elements. Now my grams will cancel, and I'm left with units of moles. Now, the next thing I need to do is change units of moles to units of particles or formula units. Remember, a mole is a counting term. So every single mole has the same number of particles, and that's that big long number, 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd. So I need moles to cancel, so I'll put moles on the bottom. And I need to get to formula units, so that's what's going to go on the top. Now, here's where you have to be careful. The word mole always goes with the number 1. This big giant number, 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd, never goes with any other unit besides the ones in that particle box, which is atoms, ions, formula units, or molecules. So I'm going to put 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd with formula units. This allows me to cancel my units of moles, leaving me with formula units, which is what I was looking to find. So now, in order to solve this problem, you have to multiply across the top. So in your calculator, you're going to put 0.244 times 6.02. I'm not going to use the multiplication key. I'm not going to use the number 10. I'm going to use my exponent function. So I'll look on my calculator for the exponent or EE button. And after I type that, I simply tell it what the power is, which is 23. And then I divide by the bottom. So I'm going to get a value or an answer of 1.46804. It's going to give me lots and lots of numbers. And then you have to be careful because there's going to be an exponent there. It's either going to be after the letter E or it's going to be up to the right, and that's going to be 21. And my units are formula units. And my labels are calcium carbonate. Now, we're not quite done yet because we need to consider significant figures. If you remember, significant figures have some rules to go with them. Leading zeros are never significant, so that is not significant. Non-zero digits are always significant, so I have 1, 2, 3 significant figures. So I need to answer in 3 significant figures. I'm going to round up to 1.47 times 10 to the 21st. Formula units. Of calcium carbonate. That's going to be my final reported answer. And that's it. We are done with that problem. Now I want you guys to practice the you do problems. But again, don't feel concerned if you don't remember. If you need additional help, we can provide all the additional help. I can make more videos like this about every single problem. But I don't want to do every single problem unless you need it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to assign you the other 7 problems. And then as we go along, you can just, throw me a remind message, send me an email and saying, hey, could you show me how